Hey guys, Cory here from Penny's Hot Rods and Customs. Back to working on the old 55 Pontiac. I have painted the firewall, roughly anyway. I painted part of the frame here. I'll clean up underneath here. I sand it and I'll fog that black. Clean that up a little bit underneath there. When the engine does go back in, we'll address some of the wiring, clean that up, get rid of some of that stuff because I still have like the regulator and that stuff. So that's a good job for Chris and Ryan. Speed holes. I drilled a bunch of speed holes. Anyway, squirrel. And what I have been doing, because it's boring, tedious work, been starting to lay my carpet in here. I'm going to start trimming that shortly and whatnot, and we'll make that look pretty. Pulled these seats out. These things weigh a ton. They're like 50 pounds a seat. Sheesh. So yeah, but I'll clean those up before I put them back in and all that stuff. Just clean. Actually, I did a lot of cleaning on parts or whatever. Transmission's already cleaned. That's done. Yeah, the scatter shield parts are all clean. Here is my fancy dancy clutch. But yeah, all goodness in there. So yeah, excited. So put that back. So I'm thinking probably after I do the interior, I'll finish cleaning up a little bit around the car and whatnot. And then, yeah, I'll put the engine and tranny back in. I'll probably end up sandblasting the headers. And next couple of evenings, I'll go to Ryan's work and go do that and then paint them white. I did spend some time cleaning the roof just because it had so much tree sap and stuff like that on it. I'm probably going to re-sand it. Probably going to paint it something similar, but I've got an idea what I'm going to do. So stay tuned on that. But yeah, other than that, it's just a long time. It took a lot of time to get those seats out and whatnot, doing it by myself. So, but I think what I'll do here is trim that up a bit. I'm gonna spend some time, mask stuff off, actually paint the old door jambs and whatnot, grab primer and whatnot. So yeah, so stay tuned and yeah, just a little bit of an update what I've been doing on this thing. So let's get to work. Okay, so a little update. It's getting there. I've tucked it all underneath the seat. I just didn't feel like pulling the seat out. Rightfully, I know I should pull it out because I'd like to fix it eventually. But for right now, the laziness is getting me. So right now, I'll leave it the way it is. So yeah, I've got this side basically done. I just got to cut around. Later on, I will do it when it's all said and done. I'll do for the high and low switch or whatever. I will buy new sill plates. Just, I honestly totally forgot all about it. The carpet, I know ideally is best to do it when it's warm out, but hey, we just got a bunch of snow the other day, so that ain't happening, and it's not very warm out. So I'll just keep fighting around with this. I do have some short little screws that I'll probably just put in the corners. That way it's not going to go through the firewall, but at least I'll hit for the kick plate there, just so I can screw the carpet in, just to give it some support. I do have some leftover carpet that I'll try to go up further underneath that side. Maybe, we'll see anyway. I will try to make my own kick plates. I'll try to do that. It won't be in this video, but later on. I might monkey around in the evenings. We'll see anyway. But yeah, we're getting there. Those seats weigh a lot. I'm not going to lie. If they were in such good shape, I'd run something else, but they're in really nice shape. I do have material here, so once we get this done, the seats bolted back in, we'll make door panels. I've got my material that came in. And I've got some hardboard for the backing and whatnot, so we'll try to make some door plates. It's kind of diamond plate. It's not going to match that stuff by any means, but it's going to look better than just leaving it like that. So I think that's the plan. I would like to also order, even if it just covers it up, just a grill for the dashboard for the radio, where it used to be. So just so you don't see that big gaping hole there. So yeah, enough rambling. Let's go back to land some cover. Oh yeah, by the way, I did say in the last video there was some sketchiness in the floors. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's just all screwed in, so I just took the screws out. Most of them broke, but then I just wire wheeled it all up. A lot of tedious work, and then just welded it up and seam sealed it all, and went through about a 1.5 tubes of seam sealer and some floor deadener, and then I used the sound deadening that came with the kit for the carpet. So yeah, I gotta say, pretty happy with it. I'm going to try to get it to form better around the tunnel, but it's just, like I said, carpet's meant to be put in when it's warm, and it's not very warm. So anyway, enough rambling, and let's get back to work. Well, Ryan and Casey are on their way, and I think we're going to go to Dynamic, and I've loaded up my headers, and we're going to go sandblast them. Ryan needs a bit of help doing some machine work at work, so I'm going to give him a hand and get two birds stoned to one. So, see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I took a little field trip at Ryan's work right now. So I've quickly sandblasted one set of headers. I'll come in there a little bit and knock some of the other stuff off. Maybe when Casey's done, he's sandblasting the other one. Getting frustrated yet?
No.
No, you're not getting frustrated?
Much better. If you go from the side.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, I know the screen's getting pretty rough. I don't think you can even... Oh yeah, there's somewhere in there. Oh, there's forms of a header. So anyway, I think I'll let him finish that off. Might even buy him a big belt for doing that. And then what I'm going to try to do is get some header paint. I'm going to try barbecue paint. A lot of guys said to use that, so I think that's what I'm going to try this time instead of header paint. So. All right, I'll let them continue doing that, and we'll be back, and we'll go pick up some paint.
I think I'm almost done.
What's that brown noser? You still never cleaned your nose. Still haven't cleaned it.
Look at this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A few little spots that I'll clean up with the sandpaper. Oh, you did good. All right, we're gonna go get some spray paint.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you learn from all this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Nothing. It's just taking off paint.
Really.
That's fair. All right, let's roll. Off to Home Depot. Okay, so we're at Home Depot here. I really wanted to try this high heat one. They don't have the colors I want. Ooh, bronze would be pretty funky, psychedelic, but no. So I guess we'll try this stuff.
White.
Yeah, it's flat white or whitish. Unless do we chance it and go to another store? Nah, screw it, we'll try this.
I'd just go here.
All right, it's gonna be 50 bucks. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
You
Highway
come.
robbery. All right, let's get this and get out of here.
Yeah.
50 bucks.
I know this is expensive.
Highway robbery. There's a good scrapping truck. Kev would be all over that.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, you'd probably think so, eh?
Looks cool. With the different colors and that.
Yeah, it would be a good truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, alrighty.
Sunny out, -5.
That's -2, yeah.
Tesla.
Oh, shut up. So anyway, quickly painted these. I'm going to let them sit for a while. I'm going to get both to put another coat on them, and we'll let them sit overnight and then bring them home tomorrow. But more importantly, two things here, folks. Two things, very important. First one, me and Casey got to go pick up Bailey. She's got to get a haircut. She had to get shaved, I think, so she was pretty knotted. So go pick her up right now. They just called. She's ready. And second of all, tonight, either be square. Arby's. Arby's is open.
Yes.
Yeah! Finally, it's been like 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever years since they closed down here in Winnipeg. So yeah, we'll go get that. I'll put the, maybe I'll give this one a little bit of coat here, a little bit more before we take off Case, and then Ryan can touch them up before we pull it a night here. Okay, I'll take that up. Then I'll put the fan on and suck some of this up, and then yeah, go Arby's.
Yeah.
I think this is fine. I'll just let Ryan get it again before we leave. So what like I said, what I'm going to try to do, what I always do with these headers, white, well, any type of header paint, is when first fire it up, let it run for 10-15 seconds, shut it, or let the heat build up a little bit of heat in the tubes and whatnot, and then shut it off and then let it cycle and try to bake it on. We were talking about trying to bake it here, but there's nothing big enough here to bake the paint on. So, alrighty, let's go pick up the dog.
Yeah, Bailey.
Little Bailey, let's go. Okay guys, back at my garage, next day. Came in the garage today, it's freaking cold in here. So, I was monkeying around. Let me turn down the music. My boiler, everything's working. The floor is cold. There's glycol in the system. I think my pump might have crapped out. So yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna worry about it. Spring's basically almost here, so I'll worry about it in the summertime. So then I go fire up the wood stove, and there's a bunch of stuff I guess I just threw in there and not thinking about it, old rags or whatever, and it smoked to high hell. So I'm having a good morning. So got that working right now. Of course, there's a bunch of oily crap on top of the stove because Ryan used it as a bench to put a cylinder head on. So I'm just burning off all that smelly stuff. So yay. So anyway, enough of that. What we're going to do today is I started tracing out is a door panel. Just cardboard that I've gotten. So I've already traced it out pretty close to where it's going to go. Oh yeah, I can't remember if I showed you carpet's in. So yes, seats are bolted in. I can't remember if I showed you that or not. So anyway. So what I'm gonna do, I'll prop the door open. I've already roughly traced it, and yeah, I got material. It's in the box here. It's just diamond plate stuff. I'll show you that in a few minutes. And then all I'm gonna do is trace it out on the back of this really thin masonite plywood that I was able to get from work. So I think that'll work. Yeah, I can't see why not. So I'm going to use, where is it? I do have it somewhere around here. Oh yeah, spray adhesive that Ryan gave me. So yeah, I'm going to trace that out onto there, and we'll see what happens. Worst can happen, it doesn't work. One of those mornings. Stupid cylinder head. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so I made my wooden template. It test fitted a few times, kind of made a little boo-boo, but where I had to put one of the cranks here, but other than that, it's all right. I'm not going to strain that up because you're not going to see it because it's going to go under the garnish molding. And this is what I've got for my interior. Yum, 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 yum. I think it's going to work just perfect. I've got more than enough. It came in this roll and another roll right here. So I think I'm gonna have more than enough. So what I'm gonna end up doing is making my kick plates. Won't be today or tomorrow, but maybe one night this week I'll make them. That way it's done. And I may or may not, because it's gonna look kind of goofy, the diamond plate in the back. I just kind of like to leave that because that's the original the way it was when I got the car. I don't know, it's a tough call. We'll see. I'll play around with that first, but first things first, I'll get the doors done and the kick plate. But yeah, they had multiple colors. They actually had a blue. I was thinking about doing it with a blue, and it had black pleating or whatever. I thought that would have been all right, but I just think the blue might have kind of looked kind of hokey because it wasn't the same blue as that. It was like a lighter blue, and I just think it would have kind of looked hokey. So once you go black, I guess that's all right. I won't finish the rest of that saying. Yeah, so they do have blue with black, so I might get them for this thing later on. So that's what I'm probably going to do in the near future, just to have it anyway whenever I do get back to this thing. But yeah, so I guess what I'm going to do, actually the smart thing to do right now, since I'm home alone this week, I would do this in the house, but the smell of spray adhesive might stink. Decisions. Part of me says yes, but a part of me says don't dare do it. Yeah, I won't, so we'll do it here. I do have a conscience. Thought about it for a second. Should have done actually. No. We'll do it in the house or in the garage. Alrighty, let's go. I'll trace this out. I'll get some stuff on here so we're not working on dirty ground. And yeah, we'll start tracing this out. So I hope this stuff will work. Can't see why not. So yeah. Alright, enough rambling. Let's start gluing it. And like I said, I got this spray adhesive from Boog. It's like a year old or so. It says it's going to do what it's got to do, so we'll see. Alright, enough talking. Let's go to work. Next time you see it, we should, fingers crossed, we'll have a door panel. Actually, if I was smart, just thinking here. I was smart. I'm gonna make sure it works for that side, because that way I don't have to make another template. And that way I can use trace it onto there and then there. Yeah, there we go. Thinking. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so I've got most of it done. I just gotta do this one edge here. We'll spray it up and then let it sit for a couple minutes, then we'll flip it over and cut the hole for the cranks. So far it seems to be sticking. Yeah, let that sit for a little bit. We'll go ramble on for a few minutes. Like I said, when I got the interior, it did have door panels, but the mice got to them, and there was so much mice poop that they weren't very good. I should have maybe saved the door panels for templates, but like I said, it was bad. And like I said, my buddy, when I got the car, his mom actually did the interior in this thing way back in the day. I'm not sure if the camera's picking me up where I am right now, but she did the interior way back when. And like I said, I like to keep as much as I can. She did the door panels, the seats, the back seat. Like I said, the back bottom of the seat was so far gone too. The bottom was just all gone, and so I'd like to try to recreate the back seat somehow. So that's why I'm kind of leery on taking the rear door panels off, like in the back there, just because that's what she did way back then. So, and I don't want to really disturb her. I like to keep as much as I possibly could. Like I said, the purple carpet I wanted, and when I got the carpet through the guy locally in Winnipeg, he found purple carpet. It was actually cheaper, but it didn't have the backing under it, and he goes, honestly, you'll wear through it in no time. He goes, I wouldn't recommend it. So, and I did look online a few places, but I couldn't really find it. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. So it's been about 30 seconds or so, and we'll just kind of put that over, put a weight on there to hold it, and then just keep dragging it over. You feel it already doing what it's got to do. There, I'm just gonna let that sit. Wish I had more weight. And we'll use the drill. There we go. It doesn't take much once this stuff sets up. See, it's already, nope, it's not. So what we'll do, I should have been more prepared. And we'll let that sit there. Pretty happy with all that way it turned out. And then I'll just use some self-tapping screws, and I got cup washers, and that'll basically be it. I traced out the one door there, so I'll go cut that shortly, and yeah, we'll go next time you see this thing. Hopefully it will at least be on anyway. Kind of sucks locally. I couldn't even find this. There used to be a fabric place where I'd always go to and buy it. And they quit stocking it, and of course I guess a lot of these places are just getting old and they're just done. I guess can't compete with the internet. And so yeah, I bought this online. Actually, fun fact, well, I'm rambling here and letting it sit for a minute. When I did something similar when my 35 there, and I didn't even notice it at the time, but Derek and Ryan pointed out when I did driver and passenger door, the diamonds are facing opposite directions. And the reason because I did that, because it's all I had for material. Money was tight at the time, and also I don't think they had anymore. I bought basically what they had. So yeah, I didn't even notice it till Derek and Brian pointed it out, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. And I did that probably 20 some years ago, so yeah, that's a true story. I'm just rambling here. So yeah. Alright, we'll let that sit up and I'll cut those holes, and I'm back in a few minutes. Yeah, alright. Even trying the back, CP78. Oh, my knees hurt. So anyway, guys, I pretty much got the interior kind of wrapped up. As you can see, the driver, or the passenger side and the driver side door panels are in. Actually turned out very nice. So yeah, not too bad. I'm going to still make the kick panels, so I'm going to do that later this week. But yeah, it actually turned out not too bad. Now, some of you guys might be saying, hey, Cory, you're not done yet. Where's the hand cranks? Well, I've got them all, but the little clippy deals, I only got a couple of them. So I'm gonna have to order some of those. I didn't realize that. I know I have them somewhere, but danged if I know where it is. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Not too shabby. I still got some trimming to do underneath the dash and whatnot, but I can do that at a later date. But yeah, look at that tachometer. Nice. So anyway, that's pretty much what the interior is going to look like. Not going to do anything with the headliner, not going to lie. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, but that'll be about it. Just kind of pick off some of those little stragglers that are kicking left. But yeah, so that's gonna be about the gist of that interior. So if you guys are staying with me still watching, much appreciated. So anyway, but oh look, my headers came nice and clean, whatnot. So I got to order gaskets this week for those, and that's literally what I think is all I really need left for the car to put it in anyway. So yeah, and as you can see, funny story, not really funny because it cost me quite a bit. My new rad came in. It actually fits. Here's the rad that I originally bought off Amazon, and it said 567 Chevys. Googled the number that came with it. Not even remotely close. That was a big disappointment thing. So I was going to put it on Marketplace, but Derek says he wants it for a Studebaker, so we'll make out a deal with that, and he can have it for that truck. So yeah, this is what the new one looks like. Literally just installed it. Or it's just sitting with a couple bolts anyway. I just wanted to make sure after the last fiasco that it's good to go. So it is. So it's a nice, I think it's, yeah, 4 core, so that's not bad. So anyway, oh yeah, before I go, I'll show you what I bought. Before we wrap this video up. Well, the wiring harness did show up for this. I don't know if I mentioned that, so I'm going to start working on that when all this nonsense is gone. It was nice a couple days ago, but yeah. So harness is here. I have it in the house. But yeah, this is what I bought here the other day. Ponied up. Does anybody guess what they fit? Maybe if I went like this. But anyway, they're actually I'll show you. They are the exact same doors as those. See, I bought another 61 Pontiac 4-door, but for the trim piece for this, but I ended up buying the whole car. Couldn't go wrong with it. I don't really know the whole shape of it. It looked pretty decent, but there's also a lot of snow, but it looked way better shape than what this car started with. So, and I also liked it because it had like the bat wing, that wraparound back window. So my goal, and it's a sedan, so what our goal is this summer, I'm going to bring it home whenever the snow melts and it dries up, because they got a lot of snow out west, more than us anyway. So we're going to make it into a 2-door sedan. So that's the plan. And then we use the original 327 out of the 55 and that Borg Warner. So that's all my plan anyway for this summer. So that's my plan. But yeah, those doors, they're literally dent free, rust free. I've got the glass in the house, so yeah, couldn't go wrong. They weren't cheap, but where else are you going to find them? So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave this video, guys. And my goal this week is actually the guys are going to come out later on the week, and pardon me, and we're going to put the engine in here, and that way I can start mounting the motor and tranny and all that stuff, and smooth sailing, hopefully. So yeah, but yeah, it's exciting anyway. So the next video you'll see us put it in. I might not get it running the next video. I've heard it run, so that's not an issue. Doesn't need to be broken in, like it's all done. It's all good. So but yeah, so what I might end up doing this week is do some body work, some cosmetic stuff on this stuff before we actually put the engine in and all that stuff. So I'll see how this week goes and how motivated I am. Oh, and good thing I did not spray this stuff in the house. I'm kidding anyway. It stunk to high hell. I had such a headache afterwards. So yeah. So anyway, enough rambling. I'm going in to make supper, go see Bailey, and yeah, remember, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, good or bad. Any ideas what I should do with this gray turd? Yeah, I'm thinking. No, I won't even let you. I'm not gonna say. I'll wait till a little bit before I actually do it. So anyway, guys, enough rambling. I'll catch you on the next one. And yeah, too bad those headers won't stay that long, or that long anyway. So yeah, now I'll put that old rad into storage. Nothing wrong with it, but yeah. All right, guys, enough rambling. Adios, have a good evening. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all that good stuff, and we'll definitely catch you on the next one. Maybe we might even fire this thing up. Maybe I might fire it up later this week, or this weekend. We'll see. It hasn't ran in a while, so I should get back onto it. So anyway, guys, adios. We'll see you again.